Hello, I'm Louise Hicks of Aim to Purpose, the radio show. Vaccines, vaccines, vaccines. That seems to be the trending word of the day. This is why I decided to sit down and do this video. I want to share with you why I think Dr. Wakefield's movie, Vaxxed, should be seen by every human being on the planet that desires to see the film. This film is about educating on the non-vax side of the spectrum. Why shouldn't we know both sides? If I had children today, I would never vaccine my children because of what I have read from both sides. My children are adults, but I feel very passionate about this because I do have an adult son that has been overdrugged through the psychiatry industry, which is also part of the so-called medical industry. And I'm sharing you my own personal story today because I want everyone to be aware that there are numerous government cover-ups. Think back on the Tuskegee syphilis experiment that was done on Black people. That was an atrocity, and it's not the first atrocity against Black people in America. And that happened in the 20th century. Here we are now in the 21st century, and this vaccine controversy has been going on now for months, months, and months. And the state of California, in which I'm a resident, has gone so far as to tell parents that they can't even send their children to school unless they are vaccinated. Now, to my knowledge, there's no proof that vaccinations are safe, because if it was, why would there be such a stir up about vaccinations and vaccines? If they are so safe, what is everybody worried about? Now, at 65, back in the older days, we had vaccines. There were about 6. I still got chickenpox, whooping cough, measles, and so did everybody else that took the vaccines back in that time. And as baby boomers, I don't think anybody has gotten those vaccines since then. I know I haven't. And I'm not on any medications. However, if I had left it up to many doctors, I would be, but I chose to take my health into my own hands. And I believe if we're living in, quote unquote, the land of liberty, the land of freedom, why are we being censored as if we, the masses, are a bunch of apathetic idiots and we aren't able to discern for ourselves based on our own information, our own intellect, and our own research as to what's best for ourselves and our children? Now, let me share a little bit more with you as to why I would like to see this film, because I know the government does cover up, as I've already stated, the Tuskegee situation. Now, here's a book I read, The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. This book is about a woman who is now deceased, how doctors took her cells and used them for experimental purposes, and she did not even give them informed consent to do that. Now, does that tell you that these doctors are all ethical? And I would like to share with you my own story. You see this stack on my lap here? This is only a part of medical records and legal documents of my own personal case when the government attempted to cover up a medical situation with me. And I had to go in pro per because I did not have the funds to hire an attorney to represent myself in this case and cover up through my government employer. And I did win the case. Now, you've heard the saying that it's a fool that represents themselves, but I beg to differ with that. It is a fool that doesn't research and utilize all the information that's free to us to make informed decisions on our own. So we don't need the government to censor anything for us and tell us what we can and cannot watch. So I would like to see this documentary, Vaxxed, by Dr. Wakefield, shown to anybody that wants to see it. And this is only a fraction of what the documents are, my medical records and the legal files. I have a box, more than one box, this big, that I had to do my own research in pro per to represent myself as an attorney against huge government. And I don't have the time to go into all of that right now. But what I just wanted to do is share with everybody. We all should be fighting and we should be irate about what is being done here, because we know that mainstream media has the sponsors of pharmaceutical industries, drug manufacturers. When you see all the commercials there, they tell you all the side effects of these drugs. So do you want to walk around being a medicine cabinet for the rest of your life? Or do you want to walk around being controlled by the powers that may be, the elite wealthy? No, I don't want that. And I'm hoping you don't. And now I shared a little bit about my son. This is a book that I authored, an award-winning book, A Hill to Climb, A Teenager's Battle with Depression, Cancer, and Drug Addiction. And it's about my son who had cancer at the age of 14. And the first thing, once he got upset about what was going on with his life, the recommendation was to give him drugs, psychotropic drugs, which led him to street drugs and a continuation of the psychotropic drugs that are more deadly than the street drugs, because more people are dying now from prescription drugs than they are of street drugs. So I'm speaking about this because I really hope that everyone will be outraged and go to change.org and hone in on the petition to get this film seen by Dr. Wakefield. And again, I am Louise Hicks, host of Aim to Purpose the Radio, and a concerned citizen who feels that everybody should be able to exercise their human rights and their ability to have liberty and the pursuit of happiness, peace, love, and joy within a country that claims to be a democracy when we know it really isn't. And I can attest to that as a Black woman growing up in this country. Thank you.